Hello, Pisces. My name is Missy, and I'm here to do the bullshit and the blessings, and we're going to jump right into the reading. First thing I'm going to do is pull some card from the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot as an oracle card, and then we'll get a couple of tarot cards from the TV series deck, and then we'll get a fortune card at the end to sort of round out the reading. Finishing off with charms to look at each day of the week. Okay, let's go ahead and get into it. These readings are meant to be timeless and general in nature. If the details fit, they were meant for you. If they do not try to make them fit, as I will do more harm than good, and is definitely not my intention. I am not a doctor, lawyer, or accountant. If you need advice in any of those areas, please consult a professional. Please do not do something simply because I suggest it in one of these videos. You are an adult who has responsibility for your own life. Please use that responsibility to your advantage. And with that said, let's get into it. Oh, yeah. Okay, actually, I'm going to take these two and not the ones that flipped over. So we've got the Hierophant and the Sun, two very, very positive cards. So the Hierophant is all about like wisdom and learning. I love the cat. He always looks so pissy in this card. This particular Hierophant is all about faith as well, but it says, Lord, help my poor soul. And then we've got the Sun, another very positive card. Although why it has a gravestone on it, you know, that's Poe though, right? It says, they who dream by day are cognizant of many things which escape those who dream only by night. You know, it's just so, the opposites that are coming through actually in both of the cards for me. Although the Hierophant is supposed to be about faith, because typically that's what the Hierophant is, like that's what his position is. That's just another word for a position that's along the same lines as the Pope, right? In fact, in some tarot decks, the Hierophant is called the Pope. And so the Hierophant can represent a lot of things like authority or marriage, wisdom and education. But for this particular Hierophant, it's obviously going to be about faith, because it says, Lord, help my poor soul. And then you've got the Sun, which is like the most positive card in the deck, and yet RIP. Something is dead. So this is the clarity over something that has died or is over or is ended. And I feel like, especially with the quote here, it's saying that, you know, maybe this opposite is actually to your benefit, right? Because even though there's this positive aspect to the Sun card, there's still the death here, there's still the sorrow, and you're able to see and live and accept both things, and that is what brings this wisdom. But also, I feel like you're asking for a reprieve or a relief from this energy. It's like you're saying, I don't want to see both sides of the issue anymore. Or maybe you are seeing both sides of the issue, and now, you know, because of that clarity, it's making you feel as if you need forgiveness in some way as well. I can't help but read it that way because of this card where it says, Lord, help my poor soul. You know, this is the clarity over things that other people miss when they look, right? Things that when they look at a situation, they're only skimming the surface because they don't care to look deep enough, or to let the sun get bright enough, or the light illuminate things enough so that they can see every detail. But apparently you have, and because of that, now you're asking for some faith. You're asking for some support. All right, so let's get some more cards. We have the song Flat on the Floor by Carrie Underwood playing in the background. interesting. It's saying, I can't hear all of the words, and I don't, I mean, I listen to some of this stuff because it's my Pandora, obviously, but so let me explain how my Pandora got the way that it got with all the different music on it is that I typically, if I had someone in my car and they wanted to listen to music that was something other than I was listening to, I would tell them, go ahead and just make a station on my Pandora. And then I just put it on shuffle because I like to learn new music or discover new music. And so every time someone puts a new station on my Pandora, it goes into the rotation for shuffle, right? That's how Carrie Underwood ended up on my playlist because I'm not really into country, but my granddaughter is or was at the time. And so she made this particular playlist. She made a station out of a Carrie Underwood station, and so it got put into the shuffle. Anyway, so one of the lyrics that she has in here, it says something to the effect of "the damage is done." So I feel like that's playing into this energy over here. And it's just all the more reason why, you should look up the lyrics to a song when I call them out in one of these readings. Just don't ever take for granted that you know what the song is about or what the lyrics are about. And do not try to make the entire song fit to your situation. Sometimes it's only one lyric or just the name of the song or something that pertains to it. So, all right, let's get a couple of tarot cards. I'm hiding from the something till the damage is done. I don't know. I think that's what she just said. Okay. Oh, we got quite a few cards here, but that's all right. Look, you've got the Fool on the bottom. So there's obviously a new beginning at hand. So your first card. Oh, look at the Tower. And then you've got the Nine of Pentacles. So, the Two of Swords, the Six of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles. Okay. They actually kind of feel like they're coming out in pairs to me. So we're going to go ahead and read them like that. So this here, you notice how both of these women have their back to each other. And then you've got, the Vikings going off on their voyage. They're going a Viking, or they're going off to find adventure, to find something bigger and better. So this is obviously two people kind of going their separate ways. But this particular Two of Swords always reminds me of the Justice card. They are obviously in a courthouse. Hold on. Oh, come on. There we go. You see that in the background? They are obviously in a courthouse with the scales of justice behind them. So justice is at play. But this is a balancing or a decision that balances things out. Now, typically the Two of Swords will show, it will show someone with the two swords crossed over their chest, kind of like this, as if they're blocking something. Some Two of Swords, I've even, in fact, in one of the earlier readings that I was recording today, the Two of Swords were covering the character's eyes so that they did not have to see the choice that needed to be made. In this particular Two of Swords, there are two parties. They're standing back to back. They're both holding their sword aloft. In other words, they are ready to defend themselves or defend their position, but they don't see eye to eye, number one, okay? And they are not avoiding responsibility or avoiding the decision. They are both wanting things to be a different way, they don't see eye to eye at all. And so the only way to see eye to eye is to move on to bigger and better things, move on to calmer waters. But obviously they're going to separate. They're going to move away from each other, back, with their backs to each other. They're not looking at the other person. Now, this is just the energy of right now. Separation that brings about calmer waters, or it's a way to move on to better things, or to move on to something more healing. Now, forgive me for accidentally bumping the camera again. So with this particular combination here, this is like saying there's this sudden independence, sudden success, but it feels more like a sudden independence with these two cards together. So like, maybe you were in partnership with someone and like suddenly that is no longer, but that's actually a good thing, because it's meant to help you work on yourself, to learn who you are, because that's the energy of the hermit. The hermit goes within to do shadow work, to discover himself, to discover exactly who he is, what he needs, what he will fulfill him, right? And that takes a lot of work and a lot of practice to master all of that. And so, yeah, like there was purpose behind whatever this separation was. And like, maybe I think like you're kind of seeing this now, like you're, and also we have the song, Far Away by Nickelback playing in the background, which totally ties into all of this energy. All right, so let's get one last fortune card. You can look at paternal authority, or a man aged 18 to middle age. And then disruptive power and control, or a man with a dark complexion. So this is definitely about a man, obviously. Very interesting. And then look, on the bottom of the deck is love and forgiveness. So maybe you are a feminine. I mean, you don't have to be a feminine. It just kind of feels like maybe one is coming from the feminine energy and one is coming from the masculine energy, and that is what the ending is about. And so maybe, you know, maybe it is two men, actually. Now that I look at these two, it's two people coming from masculine energy, or two men who just can't seem to get along, that have to go their separate ways. Like again, like I say, it doesn't have to be a man or a woman. This is just energy. Masculine energy can be active, aggressive, pursuing something, right? Working towards, putting energy towards something. Aggression or action, that's literally the energy of masculine. And then feminine energy is more receptive. You wait for something to come to you. That's feminine energy. Or you draw something in, you seduce, right? Not that all women are seductive, but it's still feminine energy. There's a reason that it's classified in those ways. It doesn't necessarily have to do with gender, it's just energy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some charms to see how each day will play out this week. A lot of letters, which are very interesting, and a couple of them fell outside of the charm box. So maybe some of the pieces to this puzzle will not like come into play until later on. So we've got a D, a J, an I, two E's, a C, an H, and a U. So however, like literally juice is one of the words that I'm seeing there, but I don't know like how, that would play in, but you've got like hide and chide, Jude, he, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to sit here and try to come up with words. So the only other charms that we have here, we've got all letters and then charms. One on Monday that says no matter where. So this is like a promise of support. No matter where you are, you're supported, you're loved, you're never alone, basically. That's on Monday. And then on Thursday, you have the Uranus the planet Uranus is influenced. So this is the energy of chaos, right? Disruption, something very sudden and unexpected happening, could be attached to something or someone with the letter J, with the initial J. And then on Saturday, you've got the sun rune and you've got the letter D. So this is like power, right? Clarity, light, it's like a lightning bolt. The sun rune is always positive, regardless. It's like your power. It's like a very powerful rune. So, you know, Saturday is going to be a very powerful day for Pisces. Could be attached to someone or something with the initial D. Yeah, again, this feels like pieces of a puzzle where maybe some of the pieces you won't actually find those pieces that you need for at least a couple of months in order to finish spelling out the words that you need. But, you know, it starts this week. Very interesting. Yeah, but I hope that resonates. If it does not, please stick around. There may be another reading for you here on the channel that does. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, whatever you can to help me get my channel out there, as I am new here. And I thank you for watching.